Hi Flosstube, I'm Carrie. I'm part of Three Trails Stitchers. If you are coming for the first time, normally it's me, my sister, my cousin, sometimes my mom, just depends, kind of a changing cast of characters, but for the most part it's been me, Sarah, and Whitney. But this week was kind of nuts, and I didn't do a great deal of stitching. I'll show you what I worked on, but I didn't do a great deal. Whitney was waiting on some stuff to start her Good Morning Maui piece for our Good Morning Maui Stitch Along, TTS Maui Sal. And Sarah didn't stitch a great deal either. It was just kind of, I mean, I'm sure all of you, whether you live in the United States or not, know that it was just kind of a crap show of a week. So, you know, I can deal with winter blues, teaching during a pandemic, or the craziness that's happening in our country. So I can't do it all at once. So, but I wanted to check in and still do a floss tube because it puts me in a better frame of mind. So I thought I would do a WIP/kit parade. I don't have a ton of WIPs. As I say that, I'm gonna go through here and find all these WIPs, but I don't have a ton of WIPs. I've really only been stitching less than 2 years. And I just finished a bunch. I had a lot of finishes last week, so, but I do have a lot of stuff kitted up that I want to start. And this is like things I want to start in the next year. There's way too much to start in the next year, but so I figured I would go through my projects and show you what I have kitted up. If I've made any progress on it, I'll show you. If not, I'll just show you if I have the floss or the fabric or what I still need. So that's the plan for today. So it might be a quick one. I do have lots of stuff, but I'll probably go somewhat quickly. So to start off with, in my little retro space bag that I made, is a little alien schoolgirl sampler by Ink Circles. This was my New Year, New Start. I did not get very far on it because I just wasn't in the mood. It's not the piece, it's beautiful, but I did not get a great big start on it. So here was my start. Oh, my needle minder is in here. This was my start. One of the, I think they're like sandworms. And there's a series of 3 of those down here. I'm doing this with the Fancy Floss, the called for, but not called for fabric. My fabric is Gaia by Bestitch Me. 16 count, I think. 16 count Gaia, that feels right. With the called for Weeks Dye Works. I don't usually use Fancy Floss. I'm not a huge Fancy Floss person just because of the, you know, the cost of it. But I wanted to use it for this because I think that how this is stitched is absolutely beautiful. So a little alien schoolgirl sampler. And then this one, which was a custom piece from Fiddlesticks AU for Christmas. It's Lord, It's Like a Hard Candy Christmas 2020. I love this. I started it. It's not gonna get finished anytime soon because I just kind of was working. I was trying to finish my Christmas Cat by Satsuma, so this kind of got pushed to the side. But here's where I got done. I'm thinking about either doing this one for maybe like Christmas in July, go back to it so I can have it done for next year. When I finish it, I'm still gonna put 2020 on it because I wanted this piece because it makes me, first of all, I love that song by Dolly Parton. It's one of my favorite of her songs. But also it made me think of this Christmas because if we've ever had a hard candy Christmas, it was Christmas 2020. The current thing that I'm working on that I started Sunday that I have not stitched much on, but it's still a WIP, is Folk Art Sampler by Tiny Modernist. I just love it. Decided I had it kitted up for a long time. And this is as far as I've gotten. So I've gotten her skirt and those are her feet down at the bottom. The colors in this are amazing. My Hard Candy Christmas is on a piece of, I think it's Fabrics by Stephanie, and it's a pink glittery opalescent. This is on a piece of Ada that I dyed. So that is the one I'm working on currently, is Folk Art Sampler by Tiny Modernist. My pile is one's not gonna work very well. Okay, so I got this bag this week from Lynn X Stitch Creates, I think. Oh, I don't want to show you the pattern, but I was like, I shouldn't spend the money, but I love this. I mean, I can make bags, but this bag is beautiful. It's really well made. It's just amazing. I'm gonna take the pattern out so I can show you the inside. It's got this like lace detail. It's got quotes inside. It has a little covered button. There's a zipper pull. Amazing. When I got this, I was like, I have no regrets. Because I was like, when I ordered it, I was like, I shouldn't spend the money, but it looks amazing. I really want it. No regrets. So here is her card. Hopefully you can see it. Lynn X Stitch Creates. And she's on Instagram. And I think that's how she does most of her ordering, is you DM her through Instagram. So no regrets on that. And this bag is holding my inauguration day start. A lot of people are doing different quotes and different kinds of things for inauguration day. I was gonna do an RBG quote, but I don't know, I just wanted to do something a little different. So I decided that I've had it kitted up for a long time, but I just changed the fabric. I'm going to do, I'm gonna hold up my MacBook so you can see, the National Park pattern from Frosted Pumpkin, the Centennial pattern. So they released this in 2016, and I've had it kitted up pretty much since I started stitching and just haven't started it yet. But I feel like I love the national parks. I think it's one of the really great things about our country. And right now I want to focus on the good things about our country. So I'm going to do this national park thing. I may start it before Inauguration Day, but I'm definitely going to stitch it on Inauguration Day. So I have all the floss, I'm just doing DMC. And then I decided this weekend to do this on my fabric of the month from Be Stitch Me for this month, which is Winter Blues, because I think it'll look really pretty. The colors show up good on it, and it makes me think of a blue sky. So that will be my Inauguration Day piece. I will work that day, so I probably won't get a ton done, but I'll be watching stuff in the evening and that kind of thing. I have some where I just have the floss together, so this is one I'm definitely going to do this year. This is Whispered by the Wind Harbingers. And there's two different patterns. The floss, there's like 6 colors. I mean, it's not much floss. And then I have to pick a fabric to do it on. I love this pattern because it makes me think of The Birds, which is my second favorite Hitchcock. I would say Rear Window is my favorite Hitchcock movie, but The Birds is a close second. And when I saw this pattern, that's what I immediately thought of. So this will definitely be worked on this year. I want to start this for sure. So there's that one. This bag just has my Luna Lovegood that I did for the TTS Maui Sal, our stitch along from Good Morning Maui. I kept it all together with the flosses because I'm going to do more of these. I'm thinking I want to stitch a bunch of these little characters separately and make maybe like a fandom tree for Christmas next year, or just for forever. As you can tell, it's January, what, 10th? And my Christmas stuff is still up because I was gonna take it down this weekend, and then Wednesday happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna take it down this weekend. It's gonna stay up for a while. Okay, so I don't really have a pattern to show you. This is my X-Files bag, and I have 2 other X-Files patterns that I'm going to do. I want to use this fabric for one of them, so that's not really too exciting, but that's my X-Files bag. Next one, which I love this bag, I got at Galleria. It's part of the, oh, what's the name of this company? Blue Q bags. I love their bags. Is my Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Christmas Wreath Sal. So I'm done with parts 1 and 2. Part 3 comes out end of the month, 20th, something like that. So that's that one. I should put it in one of my Christmas bags, but haven't done that yet. Sorry if you hear zippers and stuff, it just is what it is. This not fancy bag that I need to switch out to a fancy bag is Santa's Flight by Satsuma Street. After I did the Christmas cat, I'm like, I want to do all the Satsuma Street. I can see why people stitch her pattern so much. I loved doing it. The only other one I think I had done by her was the Stay Home and Stitch, which I also love doing. So I have this, I have the called for, just navy, crunchy Ada, and then all of the beautiful colors, including this DMC metallic, the Devil's Thread, that I'm not going to use. I'm gonna use my other ones. So I'm excited to start this. This might also be like I really think I want to do like Christmas in July this year, because I'd love to have this for next Christmas. So we'll see. But it's hard for me to stitch Christmas once Christmas is over. This doesn't have the pattern with it. This is for the Witchy Stitcher Universal Monsters. I'm gonna do the black and white version. Let's see if I can bring it up. Hold, please. I suddenly went hi-ho. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. So the black and white version of the Universal Monsters, I have the pattern, I haven't printed it. It's a ton of blacks, grays, whites, all that because it's black and white. And then I'm going to do it on this Bestitch Me. This is 18 count Vampire's Kiss, because I think it'll look amazing. When am I gonna start that? I don't know, but I do want to start it this year. I did Chopping Mall. If you've been around with us for a while, I did Chopping Mall, and that would have been like the biggest thing I ever did, piece I ever did. And Sarah and Whitney both stitched the Universal Monster House and finished it. And I just didn't do it at the time because I wasn't stitching giant things at that time. So I'm excited to do that one. And there's my other scissors that were missing. So this next one is the rest of the Flamingo hands-on design pieces. And this is my big start on this one. I think it's Flamingo Bells. So not too exciting, but these go quick. I do want to do these for next Christmas as well, because I finished one. Mom finished it for me. It's on my tree. So I want to get the other ones done. The next up, I told you I was going to go fast. Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower. I am going to dye my own fabric for this, which I haven't done yet, but I have it. I just need to dye it. Here's all the flosses. I'm doing it in DMC. I think Sarah wants to do this pattern this year too. We've mentioned before, my grandmother was born in Estacada, Oregon. And so, I mean, even without knowing that this is an Oregon-based pattern, I knew, and it reminded me of my grandmother. So I definitely want to do this one and start it this year. I feel like I need to start doing like a new start a week if I want to start all these things. Next up, don't have fabric yet. Have, I think, all the flosses. I don't know, I might be missing some. Is RETM Mary Poppins. I think I'm actually, if I start one of these, I'm going to do the Oz one first, which I have in my office. I forgot to grab it. I don't have all the flosses for it yet. But I love this. It's going to be never ending. I'm going to stitch it forever. This is fabric and floss, but I haven't printed the pattern for Sarcy Girl on Instagram, Christy. I was just talking to her last night, so I should know. For her pattern, her amazing sampler, and I don't know if I can bring that up on my, oops. As you can tell, I was not ready today. Yeah, I'm sure many of you have seen it, but I am trying to just like Google, but I think because it was through her Yeah, I can't bring it up, but next time I'll try to get it printed off. I do want to work on it this year. It's beautiful, and she was kind enough to give it away if you would donate money. She just asked that you donate money to an organization that you believe in. So this is the fabric I'm going to use for it, Stonehenge from Be Stitch Me. I have all of the flosses ready. I'd even have a little piece of paper in here to remind me that it's her sampler. So that's something I want to work on as well. She's incredible if you don't follow her. Very kind person, very kind. And incredibly talented. What's this one? This is the Stitch Goddess by Tiny Modernist. I want to stitch this, but I started this folk art sampler instead. I have 2 pieces of fabric that are possibilities. This one, which I believe is big enough. And then I don't think I have enough of this left, which is what I dyed, which is what the other one's on. But I might honestly order more if Be Stitch Me adds that Winter Blues. I think that would be beautiful for this as well. So, Stitch Goddess is a someday soon, along with everything else I'm doing. This one I have floss for, but I'm forever searching for the right fabric for it because I don't know what I want to do. This is Praiseworthy Stitches Trick or Treat. I really wanted to do a Praiseworthy Stitches. I feel like this is an entry level Praiseworthy Stitches. I'm probably fooling myself, but I have all the floss for it. I'm going to do it in DMC. And someday that will get done. This is in a Dark Side Bags. Haven't been showing you my bags very much, but Dark Side Bags on Instagram. This is one of hers. Mermaids. All my stuff's gonna start falling. Oh, this is totally kitted up. Christmas Dreams by Tiny Modernist. I did the Halloween Ouija, and this was her Christmas version, her like prim Christmas. The fabric I think I'm going to use is this Picture This Plus Conifer. It's really pretty, 14 count. Have all the floss, the whole shebang. Have I started it? Nope. And that's okay. It'll be here. This is the first bag I made with different florals. This is another Dark Side bag. I can't show you this pattern because it's just the chart. But this is the Royal Summer House, which is by Park Hopper Bart. It hangs in the meet and greet area for Elsa and Anna at Epcot in the Norway Pavilion. Royal Summer House. Is it Royal Summer House? Is it the Royal Summer House? Yeah. My brain's at like 30% this week. Amazing, adorable. He stitched it before he released the pattern. Go check it out. Well worth a look, especially if you're a Disney nerd. So that will get done at some point. This one I don't have floss or fabric for yet, but I have this amazing Frida bag from Dark Side Bags, and I have the pattern in here. Barbara Anna design. Is it Viva La Vida? Yeah, Viva La Vida. Frida Kahlo. I have a Frida Kahlo thing. I love her. Oh, this is my like Christmas ornament bag. It's a hot mess. So I've done a lot of these ornaments, but have not finished them all. This bag is from Dot Dot Goose. I only have one of her bags, but it's amazing and very pretty. That one's just my other, I finished that Wild Violet. Which one did I do? Rudolph? Anyway, the like retro Christmas ornaments. So I have that still kitted up so I could do the other ones. This one is Greetings from the Park. I took the fabric out of this to put into something else. This is another Dark Side bag. Greetings from the Park by Frosted Pumpkin is their other national park piece, which I would like to do. So I have the floss all ready to go. I'll just have to find fabric because I think I pulled fabric actually from this one to put with another, with a hands-on project. So here's greetings from the park. It's like all the different, there's 6 different parks. Little almost like full coverage squares for each park. My, the reason I want to do these, first of all, I love the national parks, but also my mom, when she was younger, my grandfather, my grandmother would take road trips and they would go to national parks. They also drove out to Disneyland, I think in like 1958. But my grandfather loved taking pictures. He was a amateur photographer, but he has these beautiful pictures of the national parks. And so I want to make a national parks wall. And I have some pieces that I've embroidered for national parks and put his photographs along with some of the cross-stitch pieces that I do. So that's why I'm trying to get these national park things done. How many times can I say national parks? What else do I have? Why do I have all this stuff kitted up that I've not yet done? What am I thinking? What am I gonna do all this? I have the August Stitching with the Housewives, the Truckin' Along. This is the fabric that I'm going to use. It's Whispering Summer by Mountain Air hand-dyed fabric that I got from Cece. It's very similar to that Winter Blues by Bestitch Me. So that's what I have planned to use for that whenever I get to it in 20 years. I'm gonna skip that one. I started Suffrage Act by Little House. Am I wrong? Little House Needleworks. Why do I feel wrong? Nope, Little House Needleworks. But I stopped stitching it. I had done it on a really neutral fabric that I wasn't crazy about. I did Votes for Women. You can find it in my Instagram feed. It's a while ago on a really dark blue Mystic by Picture This Plus. And so I decided after I started stitching this and I couldn't get into it, I really want to stitch Suffrage Act on like a deep red color to hang, and then I'll do a third Votes for Women piece on maybe a cream color or something so I can hang them together like a little vignette. So I kept it all kitted up because I'm definitely going to stitch it, but I just need to figure out what fabric I want to use, if that makes sense. I have some stuff where it's just like a pattern in a bag. I have this one. Whitney and I want to stitch this together. This was our grand idea, and then neither one of us have done it because that's how we roll. Glendon Place, Monster March. I have all the floss. I need to figure out fabric. I bought 3 big Halloween patterns closer to Halloween and was all ready to start them, but I had the most trouble finding fabric to go with them, so it just kind of stalled me out. Let's see. This is Route 66 by Little House Needleworks. I don't think I have a, oh, I do have a picture of it. This is one that my mom was going to do for me, and then she kind of passed the stash so that I could do it. This is as far as I am, but I do want to go back to it. I'm a big, I love road trips, and so I've always really been into Route 66. So I'm excited to do that one. This is what I pulled the fabric from my other national park piece. I pulled this cucumber from Color and Cotton to do this. Ghosties and Ghoulies, or Ghosties and Gourds, sorry. From Hands On Design. So I want to do this for next Halloween. I have the Color and Cotton thread pack, the whole thing. So very excited for that one in 2025. Yeah. Can you see how much I have kitted up versus actual whips? It's a lot. This one, what is this one? Oh, this is my Mayflower that I haven't done. I'm gonna do it on this fabric, but I've not started it. My Mayflower piece, remember that one? when everybody was doing that, and I was like, I'm gonna do that. This is my Judith Kirby Victorian houses. I finished the first house. I'm doing the 2 houses together, 9 and 15. I finished the first one before Halloween and then put it away. So I have to go back and do the second house. So that's where I am, and then the other one will go across. I am pretty excited to go back to this one, so I have to make a choice. I did not do a WIP go board. I've never done one of those because I was like, I don't feel like I have that many WIPs as I go through all my WIPs. But I may just decide, you know, in February I'm gonna pull out this or try to make a plan because I do want to do that. This, I started on another piece of fabric and it didn't work with the colors, so I had to pull it out. Sleepy Hollow by Tiny Modernist. This was her stitch along, Halloween stitch along from last year, 2019. And so I ordered this fabric, which I think will work. I don't know. That's where I get stuck, is like fabric. This is by Be Stitch Me, 16 count fall, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. So I would like to start this. I'm a big fan of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, so I have like numerous Sleepy Hollow patterns that I want to do. And that's one of them. You should see my pile here. You can see it starting to grow. What else? I think I'm getting towards the end. I started Fright Night from Frosted Pumpkin, from Fat Quarter Shop. Whitney, did she finish hers? She was a lot further than me. This is as far as I got. I will most likely go back to it. I love the finished product of it. I love the house, so I will most likely go back to it. And this is Picture This Plus something. I don't remember which one it is. This is Frosted Pumpkin Very Merry Christmas Town. I started this at Christmas. This, I think, is when I decided to pick up the Christmas cat because I got stuck because the inside color of my windows is too close to my fabric. So I need to, you know how it's like the silliest little thing that gets you stuck and you set something back apart, or away. So I will go back to that because I've done Halloween Town, I did Midnight Way, and so I want the Christmas Town as well. Here is a little gem from Hands Across the Sea that I'm determined that I'm going to do, because when you watch too much Brenda and the Serial Starter, you're like, I can do all of the samplers. Have I ever done a sampler? No. So this one is Jane Hardy 1840. I love it. It's beautiful. There's a big old house, big red house. Isn't that one of the things with the samplers? You gotta have the big red house. Don't have fabric for it. Bought the DMC 2021. Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Never can tell. And I think that might be it. Let me see what this says. Oh, this is kitted up but didn't start it yet. These are the Squad Ghouls from Frosted Pumpkin that I think they released. Was this Halloween 2019 maybe? I'm not sure. But I was going to do it on this fabric that I dyed. And there are 4 little separate ones. These are the 2. I think there's 4. There's, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, the vampire. Yes, there's 4. 2 girls, 2 boys. So there you go. My only other one is one I inherited from my mom. She was going to stitch Tiny Modernist, the haunted house from, I don't know, 2018 maybe for me. And she's not crazy about this fabric, and I'm kind of with her. It's way, way too soft, but this is how far she was. So she passed the pattern over to me, along with the flosses, and I would like to finish it, but we'll see. I haven't stitched any on it, so I just have what she has done. So we'll see. So that's all ready to go with my giant Q-snap that I don't use for anything else because I don't really stitch anything that gigantic. And I think that's it. The others are just like Mill Hill kits and stuff. So I have like stacks of stuff all around me. So those are the things that I either have worked on, my WIPs, or mostly stuff that I have kitted up that I'm just immediately gonna do, right? We're just gonna get it done. I mean, we're all there. I love watching people's WIP parades because it's just, there's so many things that I end up wanting to stitch. So that's the problem. That's how you end up with, I don't know, 30 things kitted up that you're gonna immediately do. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to come and show you today. Just my messes. I will, at the same time, I've still been working on sewing some bags up for me and Mom and Sarah and Whitney, but slow and steady. I need to start coming home in the evening and going in and sewing because it makes me feel accomplished. But this week was just a lot of like doom scrolling and trying to not watch the news nonstop. So I'll do a modified media corner. I watched a lot of The Closer today. I think I'm gonna watch old CSIs. That's one of my like comfort viewing things. I'm reading, what's it called? By Sarah Maas, A Court of Roses and Thrones, Thrones and Roses. A lot of people have read him. I think Kansas City Girl in Colorado World, I think she's a big fan of the series. I've never read it, but I had it on my Kindle in my Kindle library, and I'm like, I'm gonna give it a whirl. And I'm about a quarter of the way into it. I'm really enjoying it. So A Court of Thorn and Roses? I'm not sure, but so I'm reading that, and I was listening to, today when I went to get lunch, I listened to My Favorite Murder because I needed to, listening to them is like comfort listening. I mean, I know it's a true crime podcast, so that probably sounds awful, but it's kind of like talking with old friends, listening to them. So, and then I listened to a podcast called This Land, which is an older podcast. It's put on by a woman who is a member of the Cherokee Nation. And so it's about Native American issues and different Supreme Court decisions and that kind of stuff dealing with Native Americans and Indigenous people. So pretty interesting. And I think that's it. I did listen to something else recently, but I don't remember what it is. So next week, hopefully we will be back together. We'll all get out of our winter politics funk, and we'll come back together. And we'll have stitched. Whitney finally got her fabric that she wanted for her Scooby-Doo piece, so very exciting. And I think that's it. I haven't really bought anything. Yeah, I bought a needle minder, but it's all the way across the room, so I'll show it to you next week. So I hope you guys have an amazing week. If this was crazy and frantic, I'm sorry, but you should see the state of my table. And honestly, crazy and frantic is my brain currently, so I hope that you guys get some rest. I hope that you take some time for yourself, finding some ways to address your own mental health issues that I'm sure we're all going through in month 11 of a pandemic. Is it 11, 10? It's been a while. So take care of yourself, take care of your brain, and I will see you next time. Bye guys, see you real soon.